Hi, and welcome to our fourth webinar for this series. And today what we're going to be covering through the BDM Academy is why you need to have KPIs in your property management department. So the importance, especially around the business development manager or the person who is growing your property management department, why is vital, and also some key areas that you can have covered within the department. So we're going to talk about some of the different spots that you should be keeping an eye of and making sure that they're up to scratch and being monitored. So do you currently have KPIs in place to measure the overall performance, or are you going about your day-to-day role within the business, whether you be the business owner or the property manager, BDM, leasing consultant? Are you just going day by day and going through the standard activities, or do you have set tasks and activities in place that you know you need to do and need to achieve? KPIs, which are key performance indicators, are significant to the success of BDMs and must be aligned with specific goals and objectives around the agency. So some really key important areas, especially BDM focus, are the number of leads, so the number of inquiries that are coming into the business. Keeping an allocation of how many inquiries are coming in, then also where they're coming from as well. There's nothing worse than going out and spending a huge fortune in marketing if we're not generating any qualified leads from that experience. So it's really important to also monitor where the leads are coming from as well. Also from that, once you have a lead coming, you should be monitoring when it comes in as a lead, how long it takes to become an appraisal, and then how long it takes to become a secure new management within the business. So monitoring both those areas is also very important as well. And it's really powerful and good to see the conversion between the number of leads coming in the business versus what we secure. As we all know, sometimes someone might make contact with us and their decision to move forward with what they're wanting to do might take a couple of months, but we're obviously keeping them in our database. And in order to keep the best track of the qualified leads again in the business, as well as what we secure, we really need to have KPIs in place. We don't want to be the guy sitting down the bottom. We want to be the one that's standing up and pushing our numbers up constantly all the time. If we sit back and just do the day-to-day duties and don't change the way that we view the role and change our set targets, so we're going to find ourselves this time next year coming into 2015 sitting in the same position and probably feeling very frustrated as well. To achieve goals and to get to success and to be running on down that path, it does take pieces of the puzzle. There are small different things that you need to do within your role as business development manager especially that need to be listed and targeted along as well. So let's look at some examples through the BDM Academy of KPIs that I found that have worked really well with BDMs that I connect with throughout Australia and New Zealand. So monitoring the new appraisals which we covered, securing the new management, the missed business, so business that we do lose, the department growth, so we want to know the net growth of how we're tracking along each month, not just waiting until the end of the year or end of financial year and go, wow, we haven't grown, we've lost properties, or we're floundering along is probably a common term that's usually used as well. And the contacts added to the database. The more contacts we have coming in, the better chance we have of securing more qualified leads. So if you have a goal, for example, that you want to have 10 managements for the month, I would highly recommend you want at least up to 30 inquiries coming in and then 20 of those turning into appraisal opportunities. So you've got a half-half conversion rate there. It is really important that you are bringing in more than what you are securing, so you've got that on-flow effect for each month. Prospecting and promotion side of it, focus on your cold calling, setting aside time to do an hour of power where you just knock out a heap of calls as well and you have no interruptions. Doing some door knocking, so if the actual face-to-face door knocking isn't something you're comfortable with, having just listed and just lease flyers that you share around the properties that you've picked up and secured is another great way to strengthen branding and also encourage more opportunities into the business. Networking events, as many of you know, I'm a huge advocate for and gain so much business from that opportunity. It's a very enjoyable experience if you're quite comfortable in going out and chatting with people and keeping those strong relationships. And if you've got multiple ones on the go, there's every chance that in 1 month they might all send you a lead and your job's done. And this is why silent prospecting is so powerful. Your social media side, you should make sure that it is up to date and strong and that you're monitoring it as well, because there can be times when disgruntled clients can make comments about you online and you want to at least be prepared. You can either talk them through the situation or alternatively, obviously, make Facebook aware, because that stays online against Azure records if you don't actually actively make a decision about what you're going to do with that particular comment. Letterbox dropping and direct marketing. So you can obviously do the direct letters to people that have just listed on the market. You can also do brand awareness, letterbox dropping, or focus around gimmicks. So you might have a month's special promotion or something. If you do a yearly office opening, so the time that you've been there within your local area, you might do a promotion around that as well. Open homes and auctions. Auctions, definitely I get a stronger response from, because you'll pretty much guarantee that you've got more multiple attendees there that are investors, but attending as many as possible, having a goal set as to how many you're going to attend based on the options that are available within your business, and then obviously analysing, monitoring the number of inquiries that come through, qualified leads, and obviously that's what that's turned into secure business. But the BDM isn't the only team member. We have many team members in our property management department, and while the BDM obviously is the one that does secure the new opportunities, in order for us to grow the asset, we need to ensure the property management team is on board, and they also have set KPIs as well, so they've got an expectation of the level of service they need to be providing. So some of the areas that we can actually analyse and focus on some KPIs for them on is their arrears, making sure that their percentage rates are nice and low and they don't have a huge handful of clients, tenants I should say, sorry, that are in arrears. Because as a BDM, if you've got a really nice, very attractive low arrears rate, you can actually use that in your presentation and talk about the strength and the performance of your team. Your lease renewals, making sure we don't have our leases fall onto periodic leases and having more fixed term leases. The maintenance side, having that up to date, that there's not outstanding maintenance issues or invoices needing to be paid, making sure that's nice and clean. Routine inspections, doing your regular routine inspection based on the instructions of your client. It's really important that we are doing the routine inspections, obviously under legislation, but also under our landlords' expectations. So once we complete that routine inspection as well, we need to make sure the documentation is sent out. Many of you will be using the iPads, and it's made things so much easier for us and a lot faster with technology. But if you don't have that option available and you're still doing the manual way where you're filling it out, or you'll come back to the office and typing it out, have time allocated that you just block it out and get those documents out as soon as possible. There's nothing worse than having them sit and filling up in your tray. Testimonials as well, so collect as many testimonials as you can, because the BDM would love to be obviously using them in their presentations. At the end of the day, the BDM is designed as a salesperson, and they're going in to secure the business and they're secure the client to come in and be a part of this the agency. But we also need to be able to sell our team, and having some strong testimonials about individuals can make our lives a lot easier. The other area that you can do, which is something that works really well in the agency that I was with, is having spot audits. So each individual team member, whether they be a property manager, reception, leasing consultant, or the administrator, would be given 24 hours notice that they're going to have a spot audit. This is a great way to keep your team members on their toes, obviously, and this way you can actually monitor not just what you can see by just looking at the desktop, but the entire workstation as well. If you're on a leasing consultant side, I've really focused your KPIs around the application process, so the time that it is taking to process an application, and also the number of properties that are listing each month. I'd really like to thank you all for attending the KPI session there today. I've certainly covered different aspects of business development and property management that you can take back into your offices and start implementing for this year. I would highly recommend that if you don't have KPIs, that you really do look at that factor, even if you're starting out on a smaller basis with a few areas rather than the whole lot all at once, just so you know and you can get a really good visual of how the company is tracking and where you are moving forward for 2014. Thank you so much, and I look forward to catching up with you all again soon.